Hello, Magic lovers. Well, welcome back. This is a video I've been wanting to make for quite some time now. I've put it on the back burner, but I figured, what the hell, let's make this video today. So this is something going to be pretty interesting. Everybody's familiar with the Bicycle Standard, right? This is actually one I picked up last year for 2025. It's the 140th anniversary standard playing cards. Just regular old bicycle, anything you can grab at Walmart, your convenience store. And then we have the 807s, which is a reboxing of the standard edition of the bicycle playing cards, right? What's the difference between the two? And overall, what is the difference between all of these and the original Blue Seals that were made in Ohio? Cincinnati, Ohio, as a matter of fact, before they moved over to the Erlanger, Kentucky facility. What's the difference? Is there a difference? I haven't actually played around with one of these in years, so I'm not sure if I remember. I don't think the skill that I have now would really apply to how it was back then. So let's see if there's a difference between the three, and yeah, let's check them out. I don't think there's a difference between these two per se in cardstock and finish. I feel something. I don't know what I feel, but let's get into it. So first of all, let's open, well, these two are already open, the standard edition of the bicycle playing cards. And they fan perfectly. They are perfectly smooth. They ferrule beautifully. As they should. And the registration and printing on these cards are very well done. Surprisingly, because sometimes, I remember back in the day, you used to get standards and they used to be just okay. But there's something going on to where the standards are very, very good. Very good, smooth handling. I don't know, because I don't think these are like premium crushed stock or anything like that, which can make a difference. But whatever they're doing, they feel great. They feel absolutely great for a standard deck. So I wouldn't have any issue performing any type of like sleight of hand or anything like that with a regular standard deck of bikes, which you can't say that for every single deck of cards that's out there, right? So I really like these standards. They are the standard in quality, right? Yeah, there is, let's just give a good little overhand shuffle and a riffle shuffle. Riffle's good. So is the bridge. The overhand's good. Very good quality. Let's see. Yep. Very good. Okay. So the standard is pretty good. I'd say overall, one of the best quality playing cards you can get out there, especially for the price. They're not very expensive. These are around the same price. They might be a little bit more pricey because you are getting this traditional type of rider back box, which is very much like the traditional box here. You can see a difference in printing quality. This is a lot more clear. Of course, I think this is the updated digital scans of the rider back design, where this is the original printings. And there is a little bit of a difference. Now, I'm not sure if there are a difference on the actual cards themselves. Well, we will be taking a look at that. But as we're looking at the box, it's a lot more crisp and clean with the 807s versus the original 808s. And like I said, the only difference there between the 807s and the 808s, at least here, stock is different, manufactured different places, but these two should be exactly the same in terms of fit and finish. But let's check them out and see if they are. So I have been using the 807s for years because I love the original rider back box, and I've noticed that in durability, even though these are probably the exact same cards, they are very durable. The boxes last a long time. The cards last a long time. They might feel a little more crispy than the standards. I don't know if that's true, if I'm making that up in my head. Maybe we'll do a blindfolded test. Although I don't have anybody else here, I'd have to watch the video back, make sure they all go back in the same boxes, right? Yeah, but as far as handling goes, let's see. And they do ferro quite well, without issue, of course. They are bikes. They're very smooth. So I don't think there is much of an issue in terms of quality or anything like that. And they very much look exactly the same in terms of print quality. Okay, they look exactly the same. Maybe, just maybe, this is a little bit more clear. They do appear to be, let's see here. Yes, centering. They're both slightly off on centering, so that's just something that Bicycle is kind of known for. But they look just about exactly the same in terms of print quality. So I don't think there's a difference when it comes to the actual print quality between the standards and the 807s, which is mostly just the difference of the box. Like I said, we're going back towards the original rider back design of the box, which I prefer this. There's a lot more cool things you can do, especially if you were to take that sticker off and hide a card in the back. There's a lot more cool stuff, I think, that you can perform with the original Tuck box. So what do I think so far? I think if you like the original design, go for the 807s. I think Cartopia has a pretty good deal right now where you can get an entire brick for pretty good price. You can get these if you're in a pinch. If not, there's also a really cool 10 of Hearts reveal on all the back of the standard boxes, which is something fun, I think. Something I've done plenty of times before, where you do like a classic force. Go ahead, just pick a card. Okay, that card, excellent. And you classic force the 10 of Hearts while someone's holding the box, and then you kind of pass the card through there, and it prints up. Shout out to Benedict, who does this effect a lot, and it's a great one. It's a classic. Especially if presented correctly, it's one of the great effects of all time, I think. Especially how it's so impromptu and just easy to do. So we have and I'm reluctant to open these because I've had these for quite a while. I've got a couple of them, but I mean, this is something that's been sealed up and unopened for a large amount of years. So I'm not exactly sure of the year here, but I believe it was before 2000, between 2005 and 2007 that they moved over factories. Don't quote me on that. I'm shooting off the hip here pretty much, right? So let's go ahead and open it up and see if there's a difference in feeling, because I know that's what a lot of you want to know, and I am pretty curious myself. So if I can, I'm gonna open these up. And man, we are having some technical difficulties off the rip. Here we go. All right, here we go. There's the seal. And let's get that old cellophane off there. Now I am going to open this very gently with a card. This has been my tradition to open these boxes. As you can see here, they are open very nice and neat. Sticker seal. I like to keep the sticker seal in place. I think it looks a little bit nicer. So let's try to go ahead and rip that. And I usually cut from one side. I think I've shown this on the channel before, but I cut from one side slowly. And this sticker is a little bit older, so I'm probably gonna have to work with it a little bit. But just work your way in there and sort of cut about halfway into the sticker before going to the other side. Now this one looks like it's going to give me a little bit of trouble here. Not too bad. All right. Usually do that with an ad card or a joker. But here is the moment of truth, and I am going to do the smell test because I've heard some things. Let's see. Yep, that's a smell I haven't smelled in a very long time, and it does have a very unique smell. And interesting, looks like there's a colored ad card. Okay, so let's check these out. We have the standard jokers here. Oh, we got a guarantee joker in there. It's always nice to see. You don't see that very often. And United States Playing Card Company Ace with the Kentucky logo there. I don't know if you can see that. See if I can get that up close. It's not wanting to focus, but it says United States Playing Card Company, Cincinnati, USA. And it looks like it's the standard setup here all the way through. And interesting, let's see here, and we do have the Kissing Kings in the middle, and two ad cards, two older ad cards. Let's check these out. Looks like a Bicycle Create Your Personalized Playing Cards card. And one deck for $19.99. Boy, don't I wish we had a custom playing cards for $19.99 nowadays. That'd be nice. At bicyclepersonalizedcards.com, buy 2 decks and get the third free. 3 decks for $39.98 with this coupon, which I'm sure is expired by now. And then we have here some custom poker chips that you can have made. Just cool. Looks like they were offering, made in Las Vegas, offering some pretty interesting stuff back in the day. But let's go ahead and let's put those jokers off to the side. Ooh, let's see here. So automatically they feel smoother from the sides unless I am, okay, very similar. Okay. They do feel a little bit different. Not by much, mind you. Not by much. Oh, man. Look at that fan. Okay, so anybody that knows me, I suck at fans. So that is like a beautiful, perfect fan that I just got there. And 2 for 1 special. Okay. So from the brand new pack here, let's give them a Pharaoh shuffle, and we're going to be doing face down Pharaoh shuffle, backs up. Perfect Pharaoh. Oh man. Okay, so just so you can see it, one shot perfect Pharaoh. Yeah, these are incredibly smooth, and I think it's the cut. I think that's what it is. It's the way that they're cut, because that was way easier than it's ever been. Okay, so now I'm not gonna go for a perfect one. I just want to still win in perfect. Just want to Pharaoh the cards. So there is some type of difference here. I'm not sure what it is. There's a smoothness. And okay. There's also a slight difference in color. There's a darker richness to the red, and I don't know if you're going to be able to make that out. This is the old Rider back. This is the new. This is the 807. And there is a difference in color. A little bit of a darker, richer color here that I am actually kind of liking aesthetically. Here's the standard for comparison, which this is also darker. I believe the standard and the 807s are exactly the same. In terms of registration, they seem to be not perfect, but a little bit more center than the new ones as well. I don't know if you can make that out there. This is a little bit more off center than this one. And that is interesting. Wow, okay, let's do a Pharaoh face up. See if there's any differences there. And I know that the standard, ooh, there is, okay. Ooh, okay. This is something I was not expecting. So they do not like the Pharaoh face up. They do not like the Pharaoh face up. Face down, incredibly smooth. And yeah, there's just something about the way that they're cut. Look at this, boom, incredibly smooth, perfect Pharaoh. So let's try that, for example, with the standard. Right, we have these standard playing cards here. And this is a face down Pharaoh, incredibly smooth. Not perfect, but incredibly smooth. Perfect. And now face up, which I suspect that these will Pharaoh face up perfectly as well. And let's try it. And they did perfectly. So if you need a deck that's going to Pharaoh, and these other two decks are not like broken in or anything like that. I've sort of opened them, messed with them a little bit. I haven't actually broken them in. So they haven't been gene rubbed or anything like that. Let's try over here with the 807s, because that's the one difference that I did notice that was significant. And we have a perfect Pharaoh with the 807s easily. And that is face down, now face up Pharaoh. Let's see if we can get a perfect face up Pharaoh. I'm suspecting we will. Yes, perfect. Actually, the 807s seem to be the best when it comes to Pharaohing in both directions. The second best is the standard. Third best is the original rider back, the 808s. Blue seal. But when it comes to the face down Pharaoh, I don't think any of them, or yeah, this is just butter. It's absolutely butter. So these have to be broken in. That's the difference. These original decks will have to be broken in if you get a chance. And oh yeah, they are very, it's weird. It's weird how smooth they are. There's something about the ink. They do have a darker, richer color to them. They feel very smooth on the outside, as if they had been gene rubbed. So there's definitely something unique about these old school Ohio rider back playing cards. What is it? I don't know. They have a slightly more waxy feel to them. Now, in terms of the air cushion finish, they do seem to have a slightly deeper perforation, ever so slightly. It's not something that is going to be noticed, but it looks like it's a little bit deeper. It's not like these other cards have been used, neither. Yeah, it's just a little bit deeper perforation of the finish here, and a little bit more of a waxy feel. And like I said, with the color, there is a difference in color. So I'm going to go ahead and get us an overhead shot so we can actually take a look at these from an overhead view and see if we can notice any more differences. Okay, so for reference here, these are the 807s, these are the 808 standards, and these are the original Ohio manufactured 808s. And I don't know if you can see that, but you can definitely see the difference in coloration between these two decks being lighter and this one being slightly darker. So there is a difference there. So let me show you exactly what's going on here when it comes to Pharaohing the deck. So look how smooth the original Pharaohs, and I'm going to try to do perfect Pharaohs, but we'll see what happens. And there it is, nice perfect Pharaoh. Very smooth, going in that direction. Now face up. I don't think it's going to be as smooth. Okay, this one is starting to finally break in. These feel really good. Now, is there a big enough difference to where I think it's going to, you know, make a difference in terms of like sleight of hand? No, but if you want to experiment with these different cards, feel free. And I didn't do a perfect one right there. I had one slight hiccup there, but that's fine. And they feel good. The standards, of course. So really, is there much of a difference? No, there isn't. Also did not catch a perfect Pharaoh there. And the cards, they start to warp and bend a little bit more on these standards, I think, if I had to guess. And here's the 807s, and we'll do a Pharaoh face down. Near perfect Pharaoh. And let's try a Pharaoh face up. And this one has so far been the smoothest out of all of them in terms of being able to go face up and face down. So basically at this point, it's going to be an aesthetic thing. Do these feel better? Yes. By a lot? No. Is there really that much of a difference? No. Is it cool to, you know, have one of these blue backs and play around with it and see the difference for yourself? I think it is. I think it's pretty interesting. I enjoyed it. I'm definitely going to keep this deck around and have this deck for play and to mess around with sleight of hand and stuff like that. But there isn't that much of a difference between the three. And that's exactly what I wanted to show you guys today. All right, guys, thanks for watching. That's all I've got for you for today. Here we have, once again, the original Riderback Ohio-made Blue Seals. Do I recommend them? Highly, actually. I highly recommend them, especially if you want some of that classic vintage feel. The tuck box actually does feel a little bit different. Now that I'm noticing that, I'm going to pick that up. It's a little less glossy and a little more of a matted finish. Not that that probably makes much of a difference. I know some people said that the old tuck boxes were a little bit more durable. Definitely feels better than the standard, for sure. So there's that. But it's Bicycle. You're not going to go wrong either way. Bicycle makes the best playing cards on the face of the earth. United States Playing Card Company. I will stand by that to the end. So this concludes my video on the difference between the Bicycle 807 remake box, the Bicycle 808 standard, and the original Ohio-made Bicycle 808 Blue Seals. And this concludes the video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.
Magic lovers, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.